Me dinner again. I snapped at her, told her to leave me alone. Why can't I stop? She doesn't deserve this. Eleanor's breath caught. She flipped to the most recent entry, dated the night before his death. I told her to go to hell. God, I'm a monster. She spent 10 years trying to love me, and I've given her nothing but pain. I see her breaking, and it kills me. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know if I can. But I owe her more than this. Tears streamed down Eleanor's face. All those years, she'd thought his hatred was absolute, but it wasn't just for her, it was for himself. He'd been trapped in his grief, unable to free himself, and she'd been caught in the crossfire. But that final act, throwing himself in front of the truck, had been his redemption, his way of giving her what he couldn't in life. In the weeks that followed, Eleanor began to unravel the truth of their marriage. She spoke to Tom, the truck driver, who was racked with guilt. I saw him run toward you, he told her, his voice shaky. He didn't hesitate. He just moved. She visited Sebastian's sister, Clara, who revealed something Eleanor hadn't known. Sebastian had been planning to leave her a letter, one he'd been writing for months, trying to explain his behavior. Clara found it among his things and gave it to Eleanor. The letter was short but heavy with regret. Eleanor, it began, I've been a coward. I let my grief for Amelia poison what we could have had. You deserved better than my anger, my silence. I don't know if I can ever be the husband you need, but I'm trying to find a way. If you can forgive me, I want to start again. He'd never had the chance to give it to her. Eleanor carried the letter with her, reading it until the paper creased. It didn't erase the pain of those 10 years, but it gave her a glimpse of the man Sebastian might have been, the man he was trying to become. She began to tend to Amelia's garden, not to erase her memory but to honor it, to make peace with the woman who had shaped so much of her life. She planted new roses, their blooms vibrant against the old, and found solace in the work. The town noticed the change in Eleanor. She smiled more, though her eyes still carried a quiet sorrow. She volunteered at the local shelter, finding purpose in helping others. She sold the house eventually, unable to live in its ghosts, and moved to a small cottage by the river. There, she began to write her own story, one where she was no longer defined by Sebastian's grief or her own longing. But she never forgot that moment in the street, when Sebastian, the man who had hated her for a decade, gave his life to save hers. It was a paradox she'd never fully understand, a love buried so deep in his pain that it only surfaced in his final act. She kept his journal and letter in a box by her bedside, not as a shrine, but as a reminder, even in the darkest hearts, there is room for